Today, we are going to work with the mother archetype to find out what's going to happen with the situation that you have in mind. If you're catching the replay, this is your friendly reminder you can 2x the speed or click the timestamps below to jump straight to the message. Before we begin, we're going to do an energy check. I find it very fascinating, the energy we're dealing with today. There's something about you're resisting the discomfort or the chaos of a certain situation. I'm getting like interpersonal relationships. Sweetheart, can you turn that down, please?
Why?
Because I asked you not to have the volume up. Thank you.
I can't hear it.
So the idea of that came because I was getting ready to go live this morning at 8 like I was supposed to, and my little boy decided that he just had to have his mama. He could not do without his mama. And so I was sitting here and I was like, you know what? You just need to do it. Stick to your schedule. And then I was like, you know what? I want to have a life where if I want to spend time with my children, I can. If my children need me, then I can give them that energy. And so instead of resisting his tantrum, instead of resisting his request for my attention, I just pushed my live stream back. Right? And I'm so thankful and grateful that I can do that I have the freedom to do that in this moment. But what I'm hearing for you is you're so afraid to face some type of situation, some type of conversation you need to have, that it's causing you a lot of stress. It's causing you a lot of chaos. But what I heard is as soon as you look it on or address it face on, the entire situation melts into peace. And I thought that was a really strange combination of words, melts into peace. Normally, I would say the entire situation transforms, the entire situation is transmuted or alchemized, but those were not the words that came through. The words that came through were melts into peace. And so it's almost like there's a part of this conversation that's going to bring you home to yourself even more. You're going to melt more into your own, I'm hearing like home frequency, base frequency. The other thing I heard is the softer you hold yourself, the softer you hold yourself and the situation, the faster it stabilizes. I'm hearing you're holding on. So it's like you're holding the arms of the chair and you're like, no, I'm not going to do it. Oh, I'm not going to face it. I'm not going to do it. It's like, take your hands off. I'm seeing, if anybody's seen the new Twisters movie, when Kate is in the tornado at the very end of the movie, and she's like gripping the steering wheel and she lets go of the steering wheel. I'm seeing you letting go of the steering wheel and you're just putting your hands on your legs and you're just breathing. Okay, I'm here. The other thing I heard is you may be tempted. You may be tempted to try to go back to the way your life was before this situation with work, or before you met this person, or before you learned something about yourself. And I heard don't. And then I also heard like you can't. So why? Like there is no erasing or expunging this knowledge from your brain. There is no changing. Man, yeah, ignorance is bliss, right? There is no going back to ignorance. Is that all I have? Yeah. Okay. So, excuse me, the card that came forward in my pre-work was the Ace of Pentacles. I'm going to read it. It was so good. Here we go. Mandrake spirit and the skull of the old one. So Ace of Pentacles. Prosperity flourishes when you honor the solidity of earthly beginnings. And so what I'm hearing is you are resisting creating this as a reality in your world. You're resisting that earthly beginning. And Spirit's like, no, 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 no. Like, you have to move forward. This narrative is so precious, guys. I hope you love it as much as I did. The skull of the old one has never decayed, turned into powder, or faded away. Baby, you're not allowed to be over here. I told you that. Do not move. That's as close as you can be. Thank you. Let's try this again. The skull of the old one has never decayed, turned into powder, or faded away. Instead, something else took place. The spirit of an ancient green world ally grew through the skull, one that would become the totem spirit of witches. The skull guarded the mandrake spirit. It set in place an impenetrable barrier of energy that the naked eye could not see, yet could be felt by the physical body. The power of the shield soon began to attract a great deal of attention. Many came in search of it. They used it to measure strength, might, manhood, and sovereignty. But Mandrake's spirit cared not for such things. It was in search of a pure heart. I'm telling you, like this, the situation is bringing you back to innocence. It's bringing you back to purity. It's bringing you back to more of who you are at a soul frequency, back to your soul frequency. Yeah. Stop resisting it. Soften into it. Melt into it. Okay. On the eve of the new moon in Taurus, a little girl stumbled through the forest and happened upon the skull of the old one and the mandrake spirit. Curious, she caressed the plant, which responded and quavered under her touch. Enchanted, she attempted to pull it out from the root, a mighty feat for such a little hand, and yet she managed. As soon as she did, another mandrake root popped out of the earth, exactly in the place of the mandrake she had removed. When the girl returned to the village with the root, sweetheart, honey, can you please stop? Because I asked you to and it's making noise. I'm trying to talk to my friends and they can't hear me when you're making noise. You're not allowed to be on the camera, baby. Stop. When the girl returned to the village with the root in her hand and presented it, her mother smiled and said, "Now you are a witch, and the green world is yours to safeguard. Beware the will of humanity, for not all possesses a noble heart." Yeah. So there's definitely something about discernment here. And maybe that's part of your hesitation is you've been hurt. You understand this fact already. You know not everyone has a noble heart. Excuse me. But I'm seeing like with the Ace of Pentacles, it's time to move. It's time to plant this seed. The beginning steps. It doesn't have to be big. It can be just like the beginning steps of planting this in your life and letting it grow. Okay. Give me just a second. I figured this little boy was not going to be able to sit still. So I'm going to take him out to his gammy. Give me just a minute and I'll be right back. Sorry about that, friends. Goodness. I love my little boy, but he loves to see himself on camera and he's not allowed to be on camera. So I have to get him relocated real quick. All right, before we get any further, we're going to do some breath work to start this reading, to ground us into this space, to see what's going to happen with your situation. Let's see. I think we're going to do 3-part breath today. A 3-part breath is the same as the complete breath we did a couple of days ago. I just like the name 3-part breath because it's easier to remember like what it signifies. So we are going to breathe in slowly. We're going to take like 2-second inhale, and you're going to fill up your belly. And then you're going to pause. Then you're going to take another 2-second inhale and fill up your ribs. And you're going to pause. And then you're going to take another 2-second inhale and fill up the rest of your body all the way up through your chest, right? Then you're going to pause. And then you're going to exhale all of it out. And whenever you're exhaling, make sure you constrict your abdominal muscles and really get all of the air out of your lungs, out of your belly, out of your body. We will do this cycle 3 times. Okay. Really scan your body while we're breathing. My left foot is like tingling like crazy right now. I don't know if that's somebody's sign. Whoa, what is happening? So maybe somebody really needs to move forward in their life. There's something about the resistance to this, maybe past life related. The pain that you experienced in past lives, you are subconsciously afraid to experience again. And so there's like a subconscious part of you that's blocking this from moving forward. Anyway, I guess I'm going to have to do my breath work through this feeling. Okay. 3-part breath. Are you ready? Let me do this 3 times. Let's begin. Very nice. All right. Let's go ahead and get into this collective reading. Today we're working with the mother archetype. Mother. What's going to happen with the situation this collective has in mind? There's so much resistance and like anxiety and fear, but it's what I can see, it's so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. I'm not saying it's not founded, but this collective is so safe in this pentacle that it wants to be planted and materialized. It wouldn't be there if it wasn't meant to. Like, it is such a pure pentacle, such a pure energy. What's going to happen with this situation for this collective, please, Mother? Maybe you talk to your mom about this, ask her advice. I'm thinking she gave you something like surprising advice you weren't expecting. Bees may be significant for you right now. Thanks. All right, on the bottom of the deck, we have the 7 of Pentacles. Our first card is the High Priestess. 4 of Swords. I told you, you're like going to melt into this. Like, it's just rest and peace and like coming home is what it is. And the 2 of Pentacles. It's very interesting. We talked about the Ace of Pentacles. The 2 of Pentacles is next. This is, to me, it's coming through as like, well, we'll just get there in the message. Let's just wait. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. On my 8 a.m. lives, my voice is just like not ready yet. All right. So what is going to happen with the situation is you're going to learn to trust your intuition. With the High Priestess coming through, there is something about this connection or opportunity in your work that you can feel and hear, even if nothing in here makes any sense at all. And I'm hearing like this has made sense. Like, you've felt this way for a while. You've known this for a while. And your brain just keeps trying to logic the solution, like map out the way it's going to happen or map out the way to approach it. Oh, beautiful bird. What are you? Couldn't tell. That sounds so country. Sorry, guys. I think it might have been a hawk. So hawks may be significant for you right now. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. Hawks have great vision, right? They can see very clearly. And so what I'm hearing from spirit is you're trying to use your mind to see what to do. You're trying to use your logic and logic your way to figure out what to do. But you have been given these intuitive hits and nudges for a reason. You are being invited by spirit to see the way forward by feeling the way forward. Doesn't make sense, but if you feel why do I keep going back to the Twisters movie? It's like if you feel it, you should chase it. Yeah. It's like the gentle nudges, the little things. Whoops. Even things that go wrong. This is why I don't use these because I hate them. Even the things that don't go the way that you think they should. If you can come back to the steadiness in here, let's just go with your work for a minute, okay? Let's say the company that you work for is headed in a direction you're like, no, this is not the right direction. We have lost our focus. We have lost our target. This project is going to just waste manpower, waste hours. It's going to be terrible. But you have spoken up in the past and no one took you seriously. No one listened to you. It's just like you're shouting into the crowd. I'm hearing you're getting an intuitive nudge to communicate in a unique way that you have never done before. And you're going to approach the situation in a way that you have never done before. So, like, for example, if you normally are very argumentative and you come in and you state your case and you have all the facts and everything lined up, and you're like, how can you deny this? The proof is here, it's visible, right? That's how you've traditionally approached this connection in your work. You're going to be led to approach it in a very different way. Almost like you're going to offer up an idea to the collective at the table, to the team at the table, and you're going to ask a question, right? You're not going to present the answer. You're going to ask a question that is like a domino effect and triggers the collective to come back to examine what you want them to examine, right? It's an indirect way of orchestrating it to where the entire team is responsible for coming up with a solution. Instead of you coming up with everything that needs to be figured out, everyone gets to work collaboratively, but you have guided them there by directing them to focus on something that they were not focusing on. This is a relationship. Instead of trying to plan out something like the best thing to say to somebody. If you get the urge to say something, you're just going to trust it and say it, right? It may not make sense. Maybe you're like, what's your favorite ice cream? Why the heck would I ask somebody about ice cream? I don't know. That's what I got an urge to ask them. And they are literally planning like this big ice cream buffet for their kid's birthday, or like, who knows? I don't know. But that's how intuition works. These things that don't make sense and you just trust them. And that's how spirit guides us. Okay. I feel really called to read this card, the Four of Swords, Battle Worn Warrior. So we're going to pull the guidebook and read that. And I definitely feel like that is the energy of this collective. Okay. So originally when I got this card, to me it was saying like you're going to be able to rest in the outcome of this solution. But what this guidebook says, and I'm going to take what the guidebook says as the guidance that we actually need here, is you are being called to rest. Now is not the time for action. Yeah, again, like what I was saying with the whole, like, if this is your work, don't come in there like with a full force plan. Slow down and just be present for a while. Take this moment to unplug and unwind. Rest so that you can approach the next phase of action with renewed purpose. The battle-worn warrior carries his wounds on the inside. His muscles ache, his mind remembers the atrocities of war, and his hands have the mark of his swordcraft. It's reminding me of what we talked about before when it was like may want to go back to before this situation, and you can't, right? And maybe this situation has brought you a lot of pain. Maybe this situation has lost you a lot of money if you're a business owner. Maybe this situation has completely changed your identity. What you knew to be true of the world, what you accepted and what you believed was just jibber jabber. Hearing like Jabberwocky from who was that, Lewis Carroll? No, maybe, I don't know. The warrior knows how important sanctuary is in his recovery. Yeah. He knows he will meet his end in the next battle if he cannot find the sanctuary that allows him to recover, remember, and forget. He goes to the blue pool, a place reputed for its healing properties and sacred to his people. There he lets go and gives his mind the peace it deserves. There, this small act of self-care brings with it the gift of perspective, which triggers his strategic mind. This is the difference between life and death for this warrior, granting him tremendous confidence in his future battles. Now, one thing I will say, it's very interesting. I was, I don't know if it was this morning or yesterday, but in the Bible, it talks about the power of life and death is in the tongue, right? The words that we speak is the power that we carry. And I very much believe words are spells. You're speaking your reality. You're speaking and creating your world. So it's very interesting. What I heard was not only does this rest help you recover and process, you could be doing some processing right now, and that's great. Especially if you're not one to normally even experience things. But through the rest, through the recovery, through slowing down, it's going to, like it says, gives you new perspectives. When we were talking about the work coming in a completely different way, it's going to soften you and allow you to melt into the wisdom, melt into the intuition that you're feeling. Yeah. That's how you'll hear the intuition, is by slowing down and recovering and allowing your mind to, like, if it's swirling, let it swirl, right? But just don't get lost in the swirl. See the swirl. Experience it, but know that you don't have to be those thoughts because that's not who you are. You are the one behind it that recognizes that they are thoughts, right? And after this phase of rest, after this phase of recovery, after this phase of really listening to yourself, listening to the guidance that you always have access to, you just have to be quiet enough and still enough to hear it. And then you have to trust it enough to use it, to actually put it into your life. And that's where this Two of Pentacles comes in. You're being guided with this Ace of Pentacles that we talked about at the very beginning. Now is the time to bring this into your reality. And there is a logistical aspect of this. Yes, yes, indeed. Like, we are people that live in this earth. Like, there is logistics. But you're being very much guided with all of the intuition here is like, use both, right? Use your intuition and make logical plans, but let your intuition guide the logical plans. Don't let the criticisms of your mind, the anxieties, the fears, the pressure, the lack. I mean, it just depends on the situation. If this is for your work, don't let impending deadlines rush you, right? I just wish you guys could experience some of the things that I've experienced, because then you would just be like, everything is a joke anyway. It doesn't matter. It's fine. It's really fine. And I don't mean to make light of your situations, but once you realize that your soul is infinite and just everything is just, it's not, It's just not as urgent anymore. Nothing is. Nothing is. So don't approach anything urgently, but I am hearing you have been sitting in this situation for a while and it's time to make a decision, but the decision and the action needs to come from your intuition. It needs to come from in here. I mean, I feel like you may have asked people, you may have been reading books, you may have been just seeking for the guidance to get the answer. And Spirit is saying you have had the answer the entire time in here. You just don't trust yourself. You don't trust your intuition. And it's because I feel like you haven't been able to be quiet enough to really, really hear it. It's like you're getting like little teeny tiny pieces of information, but not the full picture. And if you can just slow down and rest, genuinely rest long enough, unplug, do not get on social media, do not get on your email, don't get on your phone, like genuinely unplug. Just one day of unplugging, one day of slowing down. The clarity that's going to come for you is just chef's kiss. I can't even tell you guys. Okay. We are going to pull a vitality card. Because while I am telling you to slow down and calm and rest, there is still like this energy of action that needs to come through for you guys. One card, please, to help ground this message into the collective, to carry it forward. Thanks. I knew it. I was going to say, like, this fire needs to come through. Breath. I gotta stop sitting on the table. Breath of fire. This dynamic practice involves rapid abdominal breathing, leaving you feeling more awake, focused, and clear-headed. The technique stimulates the vagus nerve by bringing more oxygen to your blood, promoting a grounded presence that guides your nervous system away from shutdown. Stand with your feet hip width apart and hands at your sides with your hands on, or sit with your hands on your knees. I was like, you can't put your hands on your sides and your knees. What? Let me read that again. Stand with your feet hip width apart and hands at your sides, or sit with your hands on your knees. Exhale quickly in short bursts through the nose. With each exhale, gently pull your navel towards your spine. Imagine your breath is coming from your belly. Allow a quick inhale through your nose to naturally follow. As you get used to it, try 3 rounds of quick exhales followed by an inhale. At the end of each round, inhale and exhale deeply. Notice any sensations in your body. Okay, my nose is kind of like acting up right now, so we're not going to do this because I feel like I might like accidentally blow snot or something. Sorry, but that's how it feels. But here are the instructions. If you guys want to pause it in the replay, or yeah, then you can like go practice this. Pull it back a little bit. There we go. It's called Breath of Fire. All right. If you're catching the replay, you can always click this playlist to watch more Mother Tarot. If you are here live now, I would like to thank you for being here so much. And I'm going to go ahead and open up for personal reading. So just put your name and question in the chat, and I would be happy to pull for you. Okay, let's see. We will do this question first. Let me go ahead and clear my cards. I'm going to actually hide it, and then you guys can keep putting questions in if you want. Clear my cards out. Oh no, baby crying. You guys hear my kiddo? There is a slight delay in the chat, so if you guys are putting things in and I'm not responding to you right away, I'm not ignoring you. There is just a delay. Thank you, Mother. Okay, So this first reading we are going to do what is next for this collective, or not this collective, what is next for a new 1, 2, 3 in their career, please, Mother? What is next for this collective? Oh my goodness, no, not this collective. Okay, what is next for a new 1, 2, 3 in their career, please? What is next for a new 1, 2, 3 for their career, please? You have the Page of Pentacles with the Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, I'm finding the differences between these cards very interesting. So the Six of Wands, the archetype is the sovereign self for this card. So the idea of being like very much in your power, being celebrated, being recognized for who you are. But the card that you got is actually the Page of Pentacles. And so pages are not necessarily fully in their power. So right now your energy is like a little bit, I would almost say reserved. Maybe you don't trust the level of authority you have in your career or the level of knowledge. Maybe you're still acquiring that knowledge, right? As a student, learning more. Or you could be transitioning and switching careers completely. And so you are starting over all of the knowledge you had in the previous career. You are now starting over at the beginning of a new career. However, this is playing out for you with the Page of Pentacles, this is someone that's very practical and is very intentional. Like you're going to take the correct steps to get the knowledge you need. But with the Six of Wands being the underlying energy, is like you are going to be successful. You are going to be recognized. Yeah. And you are going to be able to get your fulfillment and happiness that you are looking for, whether that is switching careers or if that is, stepping into a new position in your career, whether that is into a more leadership role or just having more creative or expression or being able to follow your actual interests, right? Getting more freedom in your work is what I'm seeing. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, I'm sorry if I say your name wrong. Mother, for Sneha Garg, what are the things that they need to look upon that they have been ignoring? For Sneha Garg, what are the things that they need to look upon that they have been ignoring for many days? The conversation, something you need to speak. What are the things that Sneha Garg needs to look upon that they have been ignoring for many days? Yeah. This message may have been your message. You have the Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck, so it's a lot of fiery energy. And then the card that came out for you is the Five of Wands. So there is something that is causing you some tension in your life. It could be a competition with other people or like competing energies for your attention. And instead of like addressing them, you're just ignoring everything. What I'm hearing is you need to prioritize the tensions, the points, and you need to communicate those priorities to the people involved. So if this is multiple people asking for your time or your attention or needing something, you can be like, look, I have this amount of time, I can help you, and then I have to help these other people. And like you tell everybody where you're at. There's a lack of communication coming through. And with the Page of Wands, it's like you need to find the fire within to be able to set like these expectations instead of being pulled all these different ways. Spirit's saying you need to, Spirit is inviting you to set priorities based on what is best for you, right? If people drain your energy, don't give them priority. If people suck the life force out of you, don't give them priority. If jobs require you to focus really hard, maybe that needs to be the priority so that you can get it done. Because if you deal with a bunch of other things that suck all your life force away and put it at the end of the day, then it's never going to get done because you don't have the energy or focus to be able to do it. So just something about really prioritizing things. Stop resisting the tension. Again, maybe go back and watch this message if you did not stick around for the whole thing. Could have been very relevant for you. Yeah, that's what I got for you. All right. If anybody else would like a personal reading, just pop your name and question in the chat. I would be very happy to read for you today. Oh, there was another message I had that I meant to share, and I forget what it was. Hi. Good morning, everybody. Melanie Day, do you have a specific question or you just want a general reading, hun? Oh my gosh, do you guys hear my stomach? It is like, ah. And I had breakfast this morning. I take for granted it was like 5 o'clock, but. Good morning to you, one-eyed owl. There we go. I was going to say one eye down, but I was like, that's not right. All right, you got it. Can we please have general guidance for Melanie Day? General guidance for Melanie Day, please. Melanie, I'm loving your energy. You feel like a sunny day with a warm breeze. General guidance for Melanie Day, please. Okay, so on the bottom of the deck, we have the 7 of Cups. But the card that came through for you is the Knight of Cups. So I'm not sure if you're trying to manifest love right now. I feel like if you are, you don't feel like it's moving. But with this mermaid, I'm seeing like it's coming towards you. I think in a very, I was going to say unexpected, but that's not the word. It's almost like eccentric way, like a way you're not going to imagine. With the 7 of Cups, it's almost like, you could be getting multiple opportunities in love from like the randomest people that you would not expect. And what I'm hearing is like, yeah, don't just like automatically cut them off with the sword here. I heard like you might be like cutting people off too quickly. Don't be cutting people off and like leaving them out in the cold. There is something about exploring, being a bit more exploratory. And again, message like listening to the intuition and nudges of your heart. Just because your brain clocks something and is like, ooh, that's a red flag. Ooh, that's a red flag. That could also be your own wounding, your own experience. And that's not a form of judgment from me. That is just saying that like we don't want to experience the same pain as the past. And so while something may happen that triggers us, it doesn't necessarily mean that that person is behaving in the same way. So just being a little bit more open with the water energy coming through, flowing. And yeah, I'm seeing like, like the universe is like, baby, you got no idea what's coming to you. Like, look at this hand. It's like, whatever you want, I'm going to like one up it. I'm going to make it even so much more better. There's something about maybe feeling a little underwater right now. You might be overwhelmed with work or overwhelmed with certain identity shifts that you're going through. But I'm seeing like there are pockets of air around you with these little air bubbles that you can tap into. If you just ask your guides to like bring the bubbles to you or lead you to the bubbles, it's like you can get little hits of air for your soul to help you stay in that beautiful energy that I experienced at the beginning, like that beautiful sunny day with that light breeze coming through. You have a wonderful vibe, honey. So thank you so much for being here on the channel. I appreciate that so much. But yeah, that's what I got for you. Yeah, and you have like I just opened up to the Four of Wands. So this is good energy, a lovely energy. All right. Would anyone else like a personal reading? I'm happy to read for you. Oh, I see that. One-eyed owl asked one. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, okay. I will get to you, One-eyed owl, in just 1 minute. Melanie, I used to have chronic panic attacks, like 3 nights a week. They were really bad. I'm not sure what makes you feel safe. I do know that scent actually bypasses your brain and helps you calm down faster. So if there are certain scents that make you feel safer, like I don't know, like the smell of fresh laundry, if you have a perfume of your mom or grandma that you keep around that reminds you of them and makes you feel safe, um, the scent of your animals, right? Your kids, whatever it is, a scent wise that you can use, maybe lavender that helps you like calm down. If you can smell that when you're having a panic attack, it can cut it out way faster and bring you back into reality, help you calm down. But another really great thing is singing or humming because it's creating vibrations in your chest that actually regulate your vagus nerve and that can help you calm down too. I know panic attacks are so scary. They are some of the most excruciating pain I've ever experienced, actually, and I've had natural childbirth. So I completely sympathize with you, hon. What I would say too, Melanie, is I'm not sure how much energy work you do, but having this open, loving energy that you have, you need to be really intentional about like releasing energies of other people every day. Like before you even go to your bed, don't take any of that energy to the bed with you, okay? Um, yeah, that's really important. I just got full body chills for you. So, like, just I don't know if you do this or not, but one way you could do this is just visualize yourself being showered in just like light, any type of color light that you feel called to. I love golden light, but whatever light you feel called to, and just all of the gunk going away. You can also do this in the shower. It's a wonderful practice in the shower because you're cleaning your physical body and then you can clean your energetic body at the same time. Um, Yeah, and it's not to scare you. I just feel like, being so open can also, like, have more of an impact on your emotions. Like, if you're having a bad day, you don't want anybody else's emotions, like, making it worse. Especially, like, collective energy right now is insane. So, sounds like you're probably sensitive to that. So just definitely, and after you cleanse yourself, you can just envision, like, protection around you. I do it a very specific way. It's maybe completely weird. I have not been trained in spiritual anything. This is just how I have intuitively, energetically protected myself. But I visualize like a very translucent golden light around me, or like I almost feel myself like zipping up a golden sleeping bag right around my body, and then I breathe. I actually use my breath. I go and I like visualize golden flecks going into my bag and being additional protection around my body. So after you cleanse yourself, add a little bit of extra protection. Okay, ultimately once your energy gets to a certain frequency, nothing can cling on to it, nothing can hook onto it. But if you are just very sensitive to energy, cleansing, protecting, like releasing stuff that's not yours is very important. Okay, let's see. One-eyed owl. Yes, it will. Um, I have had lots of car problems in my life, and like think I'm just like, like I've had cars like cut off on me in the middle of intersections. I've had hoods fly up when I'm driving down the road. Like I've just had so many weird experiences with cars. But when I saw your question, I immediately heard, yes, it will, but we'll pull a card for you. Will one-eyed owl's car keep going until they can get a new vehicle? Will one-eyed owl's car keep going until they can get a new vehicle? What I'm hearing is actually while you're driving your vehicle, go ahead and imagine you are driving the vehicle that you desire and appreciate the vehicle you have as you would appreciate the new vehicle. Like give it the gratitude, give it the affection, give it the love. I know that sounds like you might think I'm crazy, but like, do you appreciate like this vehicle is getting you from like point A to point B? Are you genuinely grateful that you have a way to commute? And this is not to me to be judgmental. This is generally like an energetic thing. Like drive the one that is on its way out with the respect and love as you would with the one that is brand new. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so you have the 10 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. And okay, so what I heard is like, it may be a rough ride, baby. And you have the 8 of Cups. But it's going to be there holding on with a little light while you're looking for this new vehicle until it shows up. It'll be there, okay? Maybe bumpy, maybe heavy, maybe more challenging than it's worth. So might be worth and trying to figure out a way to invest in it sooner. But again, I'm feeling like the more gratitude and like, it's almost like your vehicle feels like it hasn't been seen. That's crazy, but it's like, and I don't think so much it's you, it's like the previous owners that's had it before you. Like really just took it for like whatever. Some people really drive vehicles like hard, push them hard, right? It's like your vehicle just wants to be appreciated for getting you safely where you need to go. Exactly. See, I knew your energy was not this. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I could tell, but like, yeah. Yeah. And she did not appreciate it. She did not. Oh, let's just send her some love right now. Thank you for protecting One-Eyed Owl. Thank you for being reliable for her. Mm. All right. I think it might just be you two, Melanie and One-Eyed Owl. If you would like another reading, just go ahead and pop another question. There's nobody else here, so we can do more than one reading. My stomach is like blah 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 blah. What is wrong with you? You already ate. No worries, hon. I hope you have a fantastic day at work. I hope it is blessed and filled with many surprises that bring you abundance. In case you're wondering, I'm singing Shake It Off in my head. Ooh, nice. Investments. I like that. I like that word. Nice word. You, babe. Will one-eyed owl's investments improve to a point they can get their own place? by next year. Okay. The card that came through is the Hierophant. So I'm hearing you probably need to get some advice from like a financial advisor, or maybe it doesn't have to be that like serious, but someone that has achieved the level of investment that you want. Like if you have friends that are really good with investments, you can ask them, but don't just ask anybody. Like only get advice from people that have achieved the thing you want to achieve. Okay. Everybody has an opinion about how to do it, but only actually get advice from people that have done it and multiple times. But with the Hierophant coming out, that's what I'm hearing. Like, there is the potential for this to grow in a very beautiful way. And it could be a traditional way, or it could be a way that is like seen from a different angle. So that's why you need this expert opinion. With the Eight of Pentacles, yeah, this is definitely something that takes time and effort. To refine, and you just need that guidance of an expert to help get it to where it needs to go. But I do feel like the potential is there if you find the correct counsel, the correct help in directing this investment. Okay. For some reason, I just am getting the idea of like incense. So maybe there is also some additional like subconscious money work you could do. I would recommend checking out Ken Honda's stuff. His stuff is really great for any limitations that you may have, right? And it could just be like based on traditions, like, well, the market, this is only what happens. Garbage, baloney. You are a quantum creator. It does not matter. Okay. So that's what I got for you. Hello, I am doing quite well. Would you like a reading today? Would love to read for you. Just finished reading for Melanie and One-Eyed Owl. I'm glad I realized what that was because the name was confusing me. I think this is going to be my last reading of this reading. I'm going live again at 10 and then again at noon today if you guys want to subscribe so you don't miss the notifications. Oh, that's awesome. I guess, do you want a general reading, or is there a specific question you have in mind? And it looks like your username is Lord Angelica Roxanne. So can I just call you Angelica? Because that's a lot. Okay, cool. All right, Mother. Can we have general guidance for Angelica, please? For Angelica. I heard have fun when I was shuffling. I heard have fun. Okay, so you have the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. But the card that came out for you is actually the Hanged Man. I feel like there is something you're wanting to do. There is like a place, like maybe you're wanting to take a trip somewhere, or you are wanting to move homes, move positions, or move careers, like change careers. Spirit is guiding you that yes, this can unfold very swiftly in your life, but you want to give enough pause, enough hesitation to see the situation from a slightly different angle. It doesn't have to be completely different. It's like you need to be enlightened of the downside, the potential cons. I'm not saying that your idea is bad. I'm not saying that this trip could be bad. Nothing like that. But just to be prepared for things that you wouldn't necessarily see at first glance. Yeah. So just with the Six of Pentacles under that, giving the proper amount of time to this decision-making process, and then once you have, like, ironed out all of the details, you could even, like, ask your friends, "Hey, what am I not seeing in this area? Like, what do you think could go wrong? What do you think could go right?" Also, you may not like AI, but you could use ChatGPT to help you do this. Um, just be like, "Hey, troubleshoot this for me. Like, what could go wrong? What could go right? How can I plan to make the best of the situation?" And then once you have done all of the due diligence, once you have sat with it and seen it from as many possibilities as you can, this is not telling you to be stagnant. I feel like you're not a stagnant person. You take action pretty easily, but in a situation, and spirit's like, look, just take it a little bit slower and then move. Then you can take your action. Okay, that's what I got for you, Angelica. I hope you have the best of luck with that and that you are having a great time with your friend when you meet up with them. All right, guys. Excuse me. This is your friendly reminder on this channel. Always come as you are and stay as you become.